Hi everyone, today's dinner is smothered pork ribs. So let's get started. Okay, now I have my ribs washed and cut up and seasoned. I'm about to sit them in the refrigerator. These are the things I use to season the ribs. So I use some cumin, the mustard powder. I use my yellow mustard, of course. I use that, the all-purpose Greek seasoning, and the seasonal. So now they'll go in the refrigerator for 1 hour. Okay, you all, it's actually been a little over an hour. I just took my ribs out. I did have them covered with plastic wrap. So now I have my seasoned flour here that I'm going to go ahead and toss my ribs in and go ahead and start frying them up. Okay, once your grease is hot enough, I'm going to go ahead and start adding my ribs in. And I'm going to cook them. It doesn't matter whether they get done or not. I'm just going to go ahead and get that coating kind of crispy on there because they're going to go in the oven. I am going to smother them and make a gravy. But if you just want to eat yours fried, then you just want to cook them until they're done. Just fry them until they're done. And then you'll be able to eat them just like that. So I'm going to fry these up. And then the next step, we'll go ahead and put them in the pan with our onions and peppers and our rest of our seasonings and gravy mix. And we're going to go ahead and put it in the oven. Okay, I'm not done frying yet, but I wanted to show you all some of the ribs. This is the first batch. So you can cook them till they're done, which they'll look pretty much the same way. These are almost done. These are a medium well. They're not all the way. And the only reason why I did that is because, like I said, I'm going to put these in the oven and let them cook a while because I want them smothered. So that's where we are with that. So I'm going to continue cooking these. And once I'm done, like I said, we'll go ahead and do the last step before we put them in the oven. Okay, you guys, you can see the ribs are done. Oh my gosh, I had a taste. Y'all know I'm excited because I haven't had meat in forever. But they taste absolutely wonderful. So now I'm going to go ahead and add in my onions. I already have my oven set to 350. It's been preheating. Ooh, they are good just like this. If you eat fried ribs, you know exactly what they taste like. It's just a wonderful taste. Very good. But I wanted mine smothered with some gravy. I'm going to put my peppers in there, just some green peppers. And this is a mix of some seasonings. What else did I put in here? Seasonings, one of my gravy packs, and some beef broth. I need to get that around the edges because I need to get down to the bottom. It's just going to help with the thickening, and it has some seasonings in it that I wanted to add to it. And then I have my beef broth I'm going to add here. And what I'll do is I'll come back and check in with you all so that you can see the process as it's cooking. I'm so excited about these ribs, y'all. When I say they taste so good, they taste amazing. All right, now if you don't want to smother yours, keep in mind, just stop at the frying. Fry them and boom, leave them like that. And I mean, they're great. They're absolutely delicious, just fried, if you like them fried. All right, so I'm going to cover this and put this on in the oven, and we'll come back and check on that shortly. I don't know how long I'm gonna let them cook yet. It's been a minute since I've done the smothered ribs, so I don't know how long I want to let them cook yet, but they're so tender already just with eating them fried. I mean, they're juicy. Let me see if I got a piece already cut. Here's a piece I cut open, and when I say it's juicy and tender, let me see, it's so juicy and tender already. So so good. Okay, all right, we'll come back and check on it. And you know, I'll show you all the finished product. So we'll be back shortly. Maybe give it an hour and we'll check on it. Okay, real quick, while the ribs are in the oven, someone asked me about making rice, and they wanted me to show how I make my rice on the video. I've done it before, but maybe they didn't see it. So real quickly, what I have in my pot here is just 2 cups of water. I'm always saying something wrong on here. 2 cups of rice measured out. I always cook with jasmine rice. I always cook with jasmine rice. It doesn't matter what brand. It could be Mahatma, however you say that. I'm sure somebody knows how to pronounce it. I'm always mispronouncing something too, but it doesn't matter. I always buy jasmine rice. It does not matter the brand. I've tried different brands. They all come out the same to me. And that's in general cooking. Now, when I'm making something like a Creole or a jambalaya, I do use the Zatarans. It just, the texture to me is different. I like it. But I don't think it matters all that much that you have to use something different. So with the jasmine rice, the measurements are exactly correct. It's 1 cup of rice to every 1.5 cup of your liquid, whether it's water, broth, whatever you're using. So I have my 2 cups. So I'm going to use 3 cups of water because it's 1.5 cup per cup of rice. 1.5 cup of liquid per cup of rice. I'm going to add a little bit of oil. That was minced garlic. Sorry, I did a 1/2 teaspoon of minced garlic. That's all that was. I'm going to add a little bit of oil because I like to. You don't have to put any in yours. Here's 1 cup of chicken broth. I'm going to go ahead and turn the stove on. And we need to add 2 more cups. Your rice will come out perfect if you do these measurements. You don't have to do anything extra to that. You can use water if you want. You do not have to use broth. If you want your rice to be a little more brown, you can use some beef broth. Sometimes I use that if I want to get a more brown texture. 3 cups. So we're going to bring this to a boil. I'm not adding anything else to it. Sometimes I add different seasonings to my rice. It all depends. But for this is all I'm doing. Garlic, the chicken broth, and a little oil. Those that know me know I like to let people add their own salt to the food. Seasonings have enough salt in them. You really don't need to add salt to the food unless, I don't know, you just really don't need it. It's enough salt going on. Alright, so we're going to bring this to a boil. And then once it comes to a boil, all you want to do is make sure you have a tight fitting lid to it. Turn it down on low and let it cook about 20 minutes. And you have perfect rice. And I'll show you that in 20 minutes. Well, first we're going to bring it to a boil. And then we'll come back and then we'll put a lid on it. And then I'll let you all see it once it's done. Alright. A few minutes later, your rice is boiling. Sometimes I get a little stir. I kind of just go like this. I usually don't stir it. After that, you want to get your tight fitting lid, put it on there and turn it down on low. Now this cooks quicker for some reason. I think you all may have heard me say that quite a bit. So I'm going to wait before I go upstairs because now that I got my food in, my ribs in the oven, they're going to cook at least an hour. I want them to get really, really, you know, in the gravy and everything. I got my green beans over here cooking. I don't know if you all can see those. I got my green beans and smoked turkey cooking over here. That's all I'm making tonight. The smothered ribs with some rice and the green beans with smoked turkey. So you just want to let it kind of calm down a little bit. Make sure it doesn't bubble up and come on out your pot. Sometimes it'll do that, you know, that white foam and all that will bubble up, but it seems to be doing fine. So I'm going to let it simmer. I'm going to set the timer for 20 minutes. And literally in 20 minutes, your rice is perfect. And when this timer goes off, I'm going to come back and show you all this perfect rice. So if you've seen me make it before, it comes out absolutely perfect. I definitely recommend jasmine rice. It's amazing. It's been around way longer than I have, but it's amazing. Once you try it, you kind of get hooked on it. Well, you don't kind of, you do. It's definitely addictive. It's an amazing rice. So all right, we'll come back in 20 minutes and check our rice. Okay, you all, it's been 20 minutes, so let's check the rice. And when I check my rice, I always just like to kind of flip it over. So there we have it, perfect rice. It's not sticky. Well, it's a little sticky because it's jasmine rice, but it's done. So you can fluff it with a fork. Some people don't like to stir. That's up to you. It's your rice. You can do whatever you want to it. Check your rice how you want. But as you can see, it's perfect. So again, that's jasmine rice. Just try it. It's cheap. It's not expensive. And, you know, try it for yourself. All right, so that's that. So now we're just waiting on the ribs to finish. They're already actually done. But, you know, I want them to get cooking to the gravy. So waiting on that. So we'll check those in a little bit. Okay, you all, we're just doing a check-in on the ribs. Just to see how it's going. Those are looking very good. I'm going to have to get some of these on top down in the gravy. These are looking good. Can you see that? Oh my gosh. They're looking good. I'm just moving some of these other ones down And you all know they were already done, so we're really just getting them smothered down in that gravy. Delicious. Look at that. Can you see that? Good night. Oh my gosh. All right, I just wanted to give y'all a little update. They're so tender. They're so tender. I can literally pinch these things almost open with my, look at that, with the tongue. I can literally break that apart with the tongue. All right, so I'm gonna just let them stay in there just a little bit longer, not much. My kids are ready to eat. The house is smelling like, you know, so good. So I just want to, like I said, give you all an update. And this is pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and end the video now. I showed you all the rice. The green beans are also done. Because I'm gonna give these probably another 15 minutes. I'm gonna go and let my kids eat. I do want the gravy to thicken up a little more for myself, but I'm gonna let them eat. They probably ready to eat now, so I'm gonna let them eat. But I can wait a little longer. So, all right, you all, thanks so much for watching. I'm gonna try to get a little closer for you. I can get it off without messing something up. I have the phone on my stand, so I'll get a little closer so you all can see them. When I say, man, these things, they just smell amazing. They look amazing. This camera's doing no justice. If y'all could just see these babies, I mean, you could just smell them. Whew. But I know somebody know what I'm talking about, because I know we're not the only one to eat fried ribs. So, okay, you all, I'll see you all soon. I'm going to put these back on in the oven. Well, I'm going to fix some plates first, and then I'm going to put these back in the oven. So, thank you all so much for joining me today. And I'll see you all soon. God bless.